Hello everyone, welcome to Global Online University. My name is Zeba and I'm your educator for paper 1. Today we are going to discuss 20 important questions from ICT, which is a very important unit. So this session is very useful for students who are not aware of what kind of questions come from this unit. We will be looking at the most important questions. From ICT, there can be a variety of questions that can be formed. So it is very important for you to study this unit in depth. So let me know if my screen is visible so that we can start with our session. Let me know when we can begin. So the first question for today is, which of the following is not considered as a form of secondary storage? Which is not considered as a form of secondary storage? It is option A, RAM. RAM stands for random access memory. And one important rule for this session is do write your answers in the chat box. It helps us to know how much you have prepared. And for the other students who are watching this session later, for them also, do write it down in the comment section. So let me know at the end of the session how much you're scoring out of it. So it's good if you write your answer somewhere. So which is considered as a form of secondary storage? It is your RAM. RAM is random access memory. One student is saying flash drive. Flash drive is definitely not a kind of secondary memory, because flash drive is, you can say, pen drive is an example of flash drive. Here they are saying which is not considered as a secondary memory. So actually the question is asking which of the following is a primary storage. So RAM is a primary storage device. We have two kinds of memory, primary memory and secondary memory. So this is a temporary form of storage, and while all these examples, these are secondary storage. So RAM is faster and secondary memory, these are slower. RAM is expensive, and while the secondary memory is cheaper. Okay, but if you consider speed, second primary memory has more speed. They are expensive, and they are a volatile memory. So RAM is also a type of volatile memory. For students who do not know what is volatile memory, it means like if the power goes off in your computer system, whatever is saved inside the RAM, it goes away. For example, if you have opened some file, if you have opened PowerPoint on your system, so that PowerPoint, it opens in your RAM. Whatever the current programs that are being run on your system, it opens in the RAM. So that is why they are called primary storage. And if you do not save that data, then it will vanish. So sometimes you might have seen, if you do not do Control plus S, this is a short for saving, then your data will go, because it was there in your primary storage. I hope you guys got it. Which is not a secondary storage, it is RAM, because it's a primary memory, while all these other floppy disk, you remember that small, these are like square or rectangle shaped disk, it is not used. Even I haven't seen ever a floppy disk. I've only seen it on its image. Optical disk, your CDs, DVDs, these are example of optical disk, while your flash drive is the example is a pen drive. Okay, got it, friends? Which is the extension of an Android app? So we all use Android. It is a kind of operating system for your mobile phones. So these apps, they have an extension, like your image file, they have JPEG, and your text file has .txt, and your video has MP4. So there are various type of extensions that we have. But if you talk about app, these have extension apk. So C is the right answer over here. APK means Android Package Kit. If you want to share like if you have app in your mobile phone and you want to share it with your friend, so what you will do, you will share the application package kit with your friend, so they will also be able to install it and use it in their mobile phones. Okay. Identify the encompassing term that involves the use of electronic platforms to conduct a company's business. So you might have heard of this term e-commerce, which is related to doing business online. We say Amazon is a e-commerce website because we are able to do business on it. Your E stands for electronic and commerce stands for business. So e-commerce is that term which is used for electronic platforms to do companies business. Okay. Dash is the term used for hardware and software that has been announced but not being released or have missed to release date by significant amount of time. So at times students, it happens like sometimes even I can say, I can tell you like there is one session for you. I'll tell, okay, this is a very mega session that I'm going to conduct on Monday. We will discuss 50 questions or 100 questions, but because of some reason I am not able to take that session. It could be health reason or any personal reason. The same can happen in IT industry as well, or computer industry, where they have told in the public that we are developing this software which will be able to do a particular task. Okay, like if there is a software which can detect your all the budget related something, some hypothetical software they might have said, and they might have started working on it, but it has not been released. So that kind of software is called as a vaporware. Okay. What is a software? A software is a set of programs that help you to accomplish a particular task, and hardware are those that you can touch. For example, your hardware devices are printers, scanners, your monitor. And softwares are those that you cannot touch. Like you cannot touch an open office or an Microsoft Office or Word because they are softwares. But vaporware is that software which was meant to be released, but because of certain reasons, it was not able to be. It wasn't developed. Okay. Which of the following is generally associated with the domain name edu.org educational institutions? So, which is the term that is associated with the domain name for educational institutions? So, the right answer here is very simple. It is option B. .edu. Edu is meant for your educational purposes. Okay. So, next is, which of the following is not a version of Windows operating system? Windows operating system is also a widely used operating system. We have other examples like Ubuntu, Linux. These are other famous operating system, but the most widely used for personal use and even office use is Windows operating system. And every time there is a new feature, if new functionality or feature is added into a software, a new version comes up. Okay. So that is the reason why these operating system has so many versions, and you might have heard of these. You might have heard of Windows XP and Windows 8, Windows 10, which here the question says which is actually not a version of Windows. So Windows 9 is not a version of Windows operating system. 8 has come, 10 has come, but 9 has not come. There are certain websites where you can even go and try to download Windows 9, but It could be actually virus related, some false or fraud website. So don't download this software. Here I would like to tell you the release dates of these. Windows Me, it was released in 2000, while Windows NT, NT stands for actually new technology. It was released in 1993, long back, and Windows Vista was released in 2007. Okay, currently the most famous is Windows 10. So 9 hasn't come up. It is not a version. What is the domain name for a web page address? So web page are what? Web page is a web resource that is present on the internet. Like there is a web page for Google or Wikipedia. Web page is a place where you can read contents from the internet, and it has, every page has a particular address. Like those who are watching this session, everybody has their own address where they live. So these web resources have their particular address, and it is called a URL, which is Uniform Resource Locator. The address bar that is present on the top, there you write this address. It is like http://www.xyz.com. So what it is? It is a URL, the web page of a particular web address of a page. What is the full form of USB as used in computer related activities? So USB, you might have heard of this term. We usually say USB cable, right? You might have also used this term. So that USB, it means universal serial bus. Buses are usually cables in internet that are used to connect different components in a computer. So these USB, it stands for Universal Serial Bus. One important thing for UGC NET, try to learn or remember these abbreviations. They are very important. Okay, C is the right answer. A computer program that converts an entire program into machine language is called. So this is a very, very important question that you should remember. Which computer program converts an entire program into machine language? See, program, it is a set of codes, and these codes are written in English language. That is why these are called HLL, high level languages. See, software engineers, whenever they write codes, if they write in computer language, it will be very tough, because you know that computer understands only binary language, which is also called machine language. So how a machine language looks like? It looks like this, students: 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 1. So if they are writing a simple number also, like 102, it is very simple to say 102, but in binary it would be a very long number. Okay, that is why software engineers, they have developed HLL, high level language, in which they can do coding in English. So because we are doing coding in English language, there are certain keywords. These English language has to be converted into binary language, because the computer does not understand English language or whatever language that we are using. So this conversion somebody has to do. For example, if you have gone from India, you have gone to like some country in South Africa. Okay, you have gone to South Africa and you do not know the language that you are using. So you will know, you will have to find one person who can translate you. Either you know English or you know Hindi, and this person knows their own particular language. Okay, so this conversion from English has to be done by someone. Only then you can speak to this person. So this is called, this conversion part is done by a program, special program that is there in a computer, which is called a compiler. A compiler does the task of converting a source code into a object code. And object code is something that computer understands. There is one important difference between a compiler and interpreter is, when a code is written, a compiler translates the whole code at once. All this compilation is done at once. That is why compiler, the coding that is done in the language languages that use compiler, it is faster. While there are languages which use interpreter. And interpreter, what it does? It does conversion line by line. First, it will convert one line, then another line, then another line. So this is definitely slower. So if a question is says a computer program that converts a program line by line or statement by statement, whenever this term comes, you will have to mark the answer as interpreter. But here the question is saying it converts an entire program into machine language. So here I told you it is converting the entire program. That is why it is called a compiler. So this is a very important difference that you should definitely know for your paper 1. Okay. What is compiler? What is interpreter? What is the difference between the two? So compiler converts your high level language into machine language. Okay. Dash is a small amount of data sent over a internet such as a LAN or the internet. So your data that you are sending over the internet, it is chopped up into packets. These packets have address, the source address and the destination address. And when your data, like if you, this is your data, it is converted into small packets, and when they reach the destination, you going through different paths all over the world, when they reach the destination, these all they combine to form the original data that was sent. So the small amount of data sent over the network, this small amount of data, these are called different packets. Okay, I hope you guys got it. Next, what is spyware in respect of computer software? So, what are malware, software, vaporware, spyware? These are different terminologies which could be asked in UGC NET. So, do study them. Here, the question is saying, what is spyware? Software that aims to gather information about a person without his or her knowledge. Legitimate software, software used to disrupt computer operation, a computer program hidden within another seemingly harmless program that produces copies of itself. So it this is a definition of a virus, because this is the task of virus. A computer program hidden within another seamlessly harmless program that produces copies of itself. So the um, it makes copies of itself and inserts them into another program. So this is the task of a virus. But we are talking about spyware. So spyware are those software which gathers information. It takes information from a person without his or her consent and then misuses it. So that is called a spyware. Okay. And this spyware spends that data, like if you are sending you are sitting on your computer, okay, you are sending this file to someone else, to your friend. This is, it's a very important project that you have done for your college, and what another person will do, this file that you are sending, he might read that file and send this file to somebody else. Okay, we call spy. You know this word spy. Spy means jasoos. What spy does? If you employ a spy to look after at someone, so what the spy will do? He will gather information about that person. He will go wherever the person is going, and then he will take information. Okay, at 10 o'clock he goes to office. At 6 o'clock he comes back. He met this person. So this is the task of a spy, and that is this in the same way. A spyware, what it does, it gathers information about a person and then it sends to another person. Okay, and say is the right answer. Which part of the CPU prevents it from overheating? So whenever these electronic gadgets we use, heat is produced. Okay, so there should be something that is used to prevent overheating, because if there is overheat, there could also be fire. You might have also heard about this news that people were using laptops in their room and it got fire. or some electronic devices it get fired. So the same way overheating happens, and the part of the computer or the CPU that prevents it is called a heat sink. D is the right answer. Okay. It is used to stabilize or manage the temperature, because when heat is produced, temperature gets higher, and that is the task of heat sink, to decrease the temperature. Dash is the processor designed to handle graphic operations. The computer processor, that is the processor designed to handle graphics operation, is called a GPU, graphics processing unit. Like we say CPU, CPU is central processing unit, GPU is graphics processing unit. Is the answer. Which of the following term is used for real-time broadcast of video over the internet? It is called live streaming. Live streaming is when you tell the world what is happening where you are. That means it's live streaming. So people share their personal videos or of any event. If you want to share it with the world, you live stream that thing. B is the right answer. Which of the following is used to transfer data inside a computer or between computers? This question we have seen, we have already discussed the answer of this question. We have discussed in another question of today's section. Which of the following is used to transfer data inside a computer or between computers? It is called bus. C is the answer. Buses are these are like cables or pathways that are used to connect components within a computer or different computers. It is actually just used for communication. It could be one way or two way. Anjali's teacher uses VLE, a software tool designed to deliver online courses. The acronym VLE stands for video learning environment, visual learning environment, virtual learning environment, or visual local environment. So this is one person, Anjali, whose teacher is using VLE. So VLE, students, what does it mean? Hey, let me know the answers. Uh, Also, do write your answers in the first, write the question number along with the answer. It will be very good. So VLE stands for virtual learning environment. Okay, you might have heard of this term virtual world. The people are today living in a virtual world. Virtual means physically we are not there, but we are actually, we can see the person. You can talk to somebody on the Skype or on WhatsApp video calls. So what is all that? It is a virtual environment. Physically, you might not be there. And we are saying learning environment because the teacher is using something to deliver online courses. Okay, online courses. So it is virtual because they are not physically present, but they are doing learning process, and this is why it is called a virtual learning environment. VLE. Synchronous communication takes place through which of the following technologies? So for synchronous communication, if you talk about synchronous, is video chat. When you are talking to someone simultaneously, like I am teaching over here and you are replying on the chat box. So what is this? This is synchronous communication, right? But people who are watching my video later, for them this will not be synchronous communication. It will be a asynchronous communication because we are not talking at the same time. So video chat, in video chat we communicate at the same time. Virtual classroom also, and audio conferencing also. Audio conferencing means if like five of your friends are talking over a conference call on WhatsApp. What is that? It is an example of synchronous communication. While wikis and electronic mail is an example of asynchronous communication. So here is the right answer, A, B and C. Other examples of asynchronous communication if you talk about is your forums, okay, and your obviously emails. So these are different examples of asynchronous communication. A set of guidelines or standards that establish the format in which files can be transmitted from one computer to another. So the question talks about files, and these files have to be transported from one computer to another system, and set of guidelines or standards is called a protocol. It literally means a protocol. So what is protocol? It is a set of rules or standards. So which of these helps for the transmission of files from one computer to another? It is called file transfer protocol. It is used for transferring files. The hardware and software combination that connects devices running different native protocols is called. So which is that hardware and software combination that connects devices that are running in different protocols? Protocols are nothing but a set of rules. But if you want to connect, like this is some computer or this is a network that is using some other protocol, protocol 1, and this is some network that this is using protocol 2. If you want to connect these two, we need something in between so that they could talk. For that we use gateways. Okay, gateway is the right answer. C is the right answer to this question. Okay. Who played an important role in developing first supercomputer in India? Who is that person responsible for first supercomputer? It is Vijay Bhatkar. He is the person responsible for supercomputers. So this person has a very crucial role. He is also known as the architect of supercomputer. So Param is the first supercomputer in India, and this it was developed in Pune, in CDAC Pune. Vijay Bhatkar. You have to remember this term. Okay. So this is the end of the session. If you like this, do give it a thumbs up and also press the bell icon so that you get all the notifications that come up on our channel. So finally, I would like to tell you that students who have problems with paper 1, so we have a comprehensive solution for you, which is 60 full syllabus test in English and Hindi, full syllabus notes in English and Hindi, and video lectures. So this is available at the Global Online University app. You can download it from Play Store. It is very simple to use. You can there you get mock tests and lectures for paper 1 as well as paper 2 and other set examinations as well. We have also started a new batch of our WhatsApp group. The number is this on the screen and the fees is just 999. Get all this material over there. So Param means supreme, and because of that this name came up for first supercomputer in India, PARAM, Param. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow. Do write it down in the comment section how you like this video. Also tell me if you have any doubts. Do write it down in the comment section. So the PDF of all these sessions, you can get it from our WhatsApp group. If you join, all these PDFs will be available over there. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow with more questions.